Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to continue with our story, Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears. We've already read the story together. I'm going to have you read the story again, and then we're going to discuss the writing prompts that I gave you in the last lesson. I hope everybody's ready. Okay, we're going to begin.
Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears. Retold by Brenda Parks. Illustrated by Bill Greenhead. Why has Iguana put a stick in each ear?
We know why now, right? And I think that had something to do with the problem of the story.
Very early one morning, Iguana came to drink at the water hole. But just as she began to drink, a pesky mosquito whined in her ear. I just saw a farmer digging yams as big as a log, said Mosquito. Iguana shook her head angrily.
Why are you telling me this tall tale?
She grumbled.
I do not want to listen to such foolish talk.
With that, Iguana put a stick in each ear. Then she stormed off.
Okay, now notice what the tall tale is here. Mosquito is telling what's called tall tales. That means he's telling stories that really can't happen. He just told Iguana that he just saw the farmer digging yams. Those are like big red potatoes, as big as a log. Well, here's a log. Can a potato really be that big? No. So that's why Iguana was getting tired of Mosquito. He's telling too many stories.
Yoo-hoo! Iguana! Iguana walked past her friend Python, who called out a greeting. But of course, Iguana could not hear him. Thinking his friend was angry with him, Python quickly slithered off to hide down a rabbit hole. When Rabbit saw the huge snake, she panicked. Quickly, she scurried out another opening and hopped lickety-lickety-lickety into the forest. Crow saw Rabbit running for her life. He flew through the forest, cawing, "Caw, caw, caw," to warn the other animals there was danger. Monkey heard the crow and thought hunters must be nearby. He swung through the trees, crying, "Chitter, chitter, chitter," to warn the other animals. As Monkey hurried through the treetops, he knocked a dead branch onto an owl's nest. It knocked one of the owlets to the forest floor. The baby was lost. Now, as all the animals know, Mother Owl wakes the sun each day. But when Mother Owl returned to her nest and saw her baby was missing, she was too upset to hoot for the sun to come out. Night stretched out longer and longer and longer. Still, Mother Owl sat silently grieving. The other animals grew frightened. Perhaps the sun would never rise again. Perhaps it would be dark for the rest of time. Finally, Lion King called a meeting. When the animals were seated, he asked, "Mother Owl, why do you not call the sun?"
Oh, Lion King, Monkey knocked one of my owlets out of the nest.
She replied.
Now my baby is lost. I am too sad to call the sun.
So, Monkey is to blame, Lion King told the animals. Tell us, Monkey, why did you knock the owlet out of Mother Owl's nest?
Oh, Lion King, chattered Monkey. It was Crow's fault. He was cawing, 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 and I thought hunters were in the forest.
Tell us, Crow, is that true? Asked Lion King.
It was all Rabbit's fault, said Crow. She was hopping lickety, lickety, lickety so fast.
So, Rabbit is to blame, Lion King told the animals. Tell us, Rabbit, why were you hopping so fast?
Oh, Lion King,
Snuffled Rabbit.
Python came sliding and slithering into my hole and scared me.
Python, what do you have to say for yourself? Asked Lion King. Iguana would not speak to me. I was frightened she was angry with me, so I slithered away to hide. So, it is Iguana who is to blame, Lion King told the animals. Iguana was not at the meeting, for she had not heard about it. Lion King sent an antelope to find her. A short time passed. Then, thunka, thunka, thunka. Iguana came slowly walking along. The other animals stared at her in amazement. Why does Iguana have sticks in her ears? They whispered. Lion King immediately pulled the sticks out of Iguana's ears. Why did you not reply to Python's greeting this morning? He asked.
I did not hear him,
said Iguana.
Mosquito was annoying me with tall tales, so I plugged up my ears.
So, Iguana is not to blame either, Lion King told the animals. Iguana frightened Python, who scared Rabbit, then Rabbit startled Crow, and Crow panicked Monkey, who knocked the branch that knocked the owlet. And that is why Mother Owl is too sad to call the sun. Mosquito caused all this panic. It is Mosquito who is to blame. Punish the mosquito, cried the animals. But Mosquito, who had been hiding nearby and listening, flew off and was nowhere to be found. Suddenly, the owlet came tottering toward the animals. Mother Owl rushed to him with joy and hugged him. Then Lion King spoke gently to Mother Owl. Now that you have found your owlet, and you know that Monkey did not mean to hurt him, will you call to wake the sun? Mother Owl happily hooted to call the sun, and all was well again. As for Mosquito, he was punished. To this very day, when his brothers and sisters buzz in people's ears, they ask, "Zeep?" which means, "Is everyone still angry with me?" And to this day, mosquitoes always get the same answer. Thwack.
Okay, thwack. That means we are still angry. Not only are the animals still angry, but I think people are as well. Okay, let's go back. to the beginning of the story, I want to remind you of your questions. This was what you were supposed to write about. The first prompt or question was, what was the problem in the story? Well, at the very beginning of the story, the problem was that Mosquito was being pesky because he kept bothering Iguana. Remember? Iguana did not want to be bothered, so what did Iguana do? That's right, she put sticks in her ears, and then the story continued. And all the other animals did what they did because of what Iguana and Mosquito had done at the beginning. I also ask you to write a sentence about one event. And remember, an event is a thing that happened. Write a sentence about one event from the story. So I have some samples here. You could have said, Iguana stuck sticks in her ears. Or, remember this part? Lion King asked all the animals about what was wrong. Or, Owl did not want to call for the sun. Remember, her baby was lost and she was sad. Or you could have wrote, Owlet got lost. Now, these are just 4 examples of some of the events in the story. If you have a different event, then that's fine. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to our story. I have a question for you. And it's going to deal with page 2. So let me go to page 2. On page 2, how does the author describe the mosquito? Now remember, the author is the writer, and this is a folk tale, so we're going to say, how does the reteller, because we don't really have an author. How does the reteller describe mosquito? What does this word tell you about mosquito? Okay, page 2. In paragraph 2, this is the first paragraph. Then we have this big space, and then this is the second paragraph. It says in paragraph 2, but just as she began to drink, a pesky mosquito whined in her ear. Boys and girls, the word pesky reminds me of the word pest. A pest is someone who constantly bothers or they annoy you. They just sometimes we say they keep messing with you. The word pesky describes the mosquito because he annoys the other animals by buzzing in their ears. So this word is also called an adjective, all right? It describes the mosquito, pesky mosquito. I'm thinking you might be able to think about a time when somebody was being pesky to you. They just kept bothering you. I want you to keep that thought in the back of your mind. Okay, let's look at the next page because I still want us to describe animals. On page 3, what word does the reteller use to describe what iguana does? Okay, what iguana does. What can you tell from her actions? Okay, what word tells what iguana does? Words. Let's read page 3. Iguana shook her head angrily. Do you see that? Iguana shook her head angrily. So, what does she do? She's shaking her head. Excuse me. And how does she do it? She did it in an angry way. That's word is angrily. So, we can see from how the reteller retold the story, how the story is written, that Iguana is angry. It goes on to say, "Why are you telling me this tall tale?" She grumbled. So again, a grumble is a way of speaking very angrily. When you're angry, you might grumble. So these two words, angrily and grumble, shows us that Iguana was upset. Iguana was getting upset with Mosquito. Iguana did not want Mosquito to keep bothering her. Okay, now remember I said I want you to think about a time when someone was pesky to you. Okay, can you think about one time when somebody was pesky to you? Because this is going to be your writing for today. And this is also listed, or I put this on the weekly planner so you can see another copy of it there. I want you to write this. If you have a notebook, you can put this in your notebook, or I need you to write it on a piece of paper. It says, write about a time someone was being pesky to you or when you were being pesky to someone. So this is your sentence frame. You can use this sentence and put in the information. Okay? One time blank was pesky because, and then you tell what happened. One time blank was pesky because blank. I have an example of what could be written. One time my cousin Raymond, that's in the first blank, was pesky because he kept asking me for some of my chips. I bet some of you can think about a time when you had a cousin or your brother or sister kept asking you to give them something and you didn't really want to do it. So they just kept asking. They were being pesky. Boys and girls, I want you to do this writing on a piece of paper or in your notebook if you have one. And send me your evidence that you have completed it. Remind your parents that they can take a picture of it and just send it to me as a text or post it on our class tag page and I will get it. All right. So make sure you, if you can, do this writing today. And then also remember to work online on one of our activities through Clever or Amplify, and you can practice your skills that way. Okay, until next time, take care. Bye.